to the Singletrack Session number 23 in the balmy Balmer studio.
It's not balmy.
It's chillier today,
It's
I think, than the
cold.
last couple times. But it's cold outside. It's in maybe 20-ish,
Yeah.
hovering around there. So, yeah, we're back in Balmer studio for Singletrack Session. As Joel calls it, kind of our junk drawer to catch up on stuff, get the word out on things. And
Lots to catch up on this week.
Keep people interested. So we'll start with our Singletrack Session photo of the week that's going to be attached with this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Angela Larson
Yeah.
in Pocatello, Idaho.
Yeah.
Picture on Scout Mountain during they call the Jag 40 Fall Classic.
That could be a new race.
That could be. So
I like it. It sounds fast.
And it's just her on Scout Mountain taking a photo of her uncle and her uncle taking a photo of her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool photo.
Right
so
on.
we're going to, Angela, thanks for sending that over for Singletrack Session. We'll throw that up attached to this.
Right
so we'll
on.
knock that out of the way.
Yeah.
Again, send us your photos that we can use for our Singletrack Session. And we'd like to see some even with some Trail Manners gear on too. That'd be
cool.
That'd be kind of cool in some neat
Yeah.
places. A lot of people are getting some elevation this time of year.
Got to.
Yeah, especially around here.
Yeah, got to get up high where it's sunny
Yeah, and it's
warm.
It's pretty too. Some
Yeah.
of the stuff we've seen. So submit them. Send them our way.
Mhm.
Manners at trailmanners.com. Joel at trailmanners.com. We'll throw them on our launch of our Singletrack Session.
Yeah. So speaking of Angela,
Yeah.
if this is the same Angela that is friends with Wendy Jag, which I think it is.
Which we're pretty sure it is.
Because we don't think there's a whole lot of Angelas up in Pocatello that listen to the show.
That run with Wendy.
Yeah. So Angela and Wendy, you guys have a big surprise coming your way next week.
Yeah, so don't forget to listen to the show on Tuesday with Luke Nilsson.
Yes.
You have a big surprise.
We threw you two under the bus.
Courtesy of Joel at Trail Manners.
That's right. So just get ready for that. You'll love it.
It's going to be a good
I'm going to
one.
appreciate it.
Joel's still smiling
I
about
am.
it.
Giggling a little bit.
And, speaking of giggling and shows,
Yeah.
the Turd'l Miller show just launched on Tuesday, a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Joel went into it with a little bit of hesitation.
The launching of the show, that is.
Yeah, because we had Turd'l on, and everybody knows Turd'l's such a fun guy. And we were everywhere.
We were.
We were all over the place.
Yep.
And our immediate reaction was, all right, we just lost some listenership.
Yeah, I was worried.
And, and we called it a train wreck.
Yeah.
But we cannot believe all the comments we're getting on this show.
Online, offline.
Oh, it's hilarious. And I told Joel yesterday, I'm like, all right, I'm driving around for work, and I'm like, I'll throw it on, I'll listen to it.
Right.
Because I listen to them, but in a different way as we mix.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to listen to it from start to finish. And I'm not going to lie, I was doubled over a couple times.
Right.
It was just hilarious. And anytime you have Turd'l, you got to say it's going to be funny.
Oh, yeah, it was funny. Yeah. I'm glad it turned out well. Just shows us what we know.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Exactly, nothing.
We
pretty
were so
much.
worried about and
Being
people
sloppy.
like it. Yeah.
But it was. I listened to it at the end, and it was a funny show. So thanks, Turd'l.
Yeah, thank you.
And no offense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even though you were throwing it on social media saying what I'm going to tell these guys what I think of them, and maybe not those words, but
Right.
something similar. So anyway, you can go back and listen to that show. That was number 67, I believe. So we can jump on what we have coming up. And Joel briefly mentioned on our next show on Tuesday, we got Luke Nilsson. He came down for Outdoor Retailer.
Yeah.
Was kind enough to grace us with his presence.
Right.
Meet us up at Joel's place and have a nice little. And we had a lot of fun during that show too.
We did. That one was a little more structured.
Yeah, it was a little more structured. We kind of stayed on point. But yeah, it was a fun show. So you're definitely going to want to listen to that. See what Luke's got in the hopper.
Right.
We talk about the Smut Race.
Of course.
Kind of what he's got a big year planned, and he kind of gave us a little bit here and there.
Gave it some tidbits, some teasers.
Yeah, so you'll like that show. We had a good time with that one, and there's a contest.
There is going to be
It's a big contest
fabulous
because we haven't had one
contest.
for a little while.
No, we're going to have a couple coming up.
Yeah, we've got like 3 back to back coming up for stuff. So.
We do.
So we might as well just jump into that. We got Luke launching on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then the following week, we have someone coming in town again this weekend.
Yeah.
And so anytime you come in town, it's like if you're a trail runner, you got to drop the Trail Manners a dime.
I know, right?
And we're lucky enough that Mr. Ty Draney's going to be here.
He'll be here.
So, Joel, give us a little background or a little outline of what listeners can expect when Ty's show launches.
All right, so initially we wanted to talk about some DNFing. Did not finish because we had a request from several people, actually. Let's talk about how you handle that. So I said, well, Ty's good at this because he helped me get through a DNF last summer. Let's talk to him. Well, in texting back and forth between the three of us, something somehow got on donuts.
Weird, right?
Right? And then it was, I can eat more donuts than you. Oh, yeah? So now we're going to have a donut eating contest during the podcast. It's going to get ugly.
Is it just we're going to be, because I don't even know the parameter. Are we just going to do the podcast and just sit and eat donuts the whole time?
I think it would be like, somebody would be like, go. And then everybody's got to eat a donut. And then as the show progresses, somebody else will say, it's time to eat. And then you got to eat. And then the first person that taps out, well, I don't know.
Loses,
I guess, which is, or is a winner in my book.
I was going to say, it's not really a loss.
I did a little training the other day, ate 2 donuts. I didn't feel so good.
Yeah. Well, that's going to have to be the other thing is what kind of donuts, where are they from, how big?
I think you're going to have to go with your favorite, your go-to donut. You just need to bring your 6-pack or your 12-pack of your favorite donut. Just hang on for the ride.
Man, that's
because I think
tough.
Ty's going to kill us, to be honest.
I know, right? I mean, he's a little dude.
He is a little dude, but he can. I think. Have you ever seen him do like the eggnog mile?
I've seen some of that.
Yeah, if he could do that, I can't either. If he could do that, he can out-eat us on donuts.
Well, the other thing we need to be aware of is make sure he's not stuffing donuts and hiding them in his beard.
That's true.
Because he could easily just, as we turn our head, just puff one in there, and we'd never know the difference in that little mess there.
It's kind of like the paper boy coming up and just shoving the paper in the bushes. Yeah, I delivered it.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. So, that's going to be interesting, to say the least. So, show's going to be, we are going to talk about Ty, what he's been going through a little bit, but we're going to talk about some, DNFs.
How to handle those.
Because like Joel mentioned, we've had some requests for those. I would say most people. I can't say all because I know there's a couple people that never DNF'd.
Right.
But there's different sides to it. There's the mental aspect, the physical aspect, the disappointment, the depression, the denial, the regret, all that stuff. So we're going to kind of cover that a little bit. So, maybe a little bit more information on that.
Right.
And hey, you know what? If let's throw that out there. If you're listening to the show and you want a specific question answered about DNFing, text them. I'm not going to give my cell phone number again, all right? I don't need those kind of pics. But go ahead and email manners@trailmanners.com if you have a question about DNFing or how to recover, how to do this, or whatever it has to do with. You've got a few days is all.
Yeah, really,
like
you do.
2 days.
Well, the show launches. Yeah, really, because he comes in on Saturday.
And this show launches on Thursday. So you got like a day and a half
pretty much
to send questions. So you better be up to date and listening to our shows.
Yeah.
So go ahead and send those over. We'll have a couple days to collect those. Hopefully there'll be a few of them come through, and we'll answer some questions or ask Ty even with some DNF stuff. So. So, I think that's a little bit of the spring cleaning, and then we can kind of get on with what's been happening, right?
Lots been going on. It's starting to ramp up again.
Race season's underway. A couple big ones right out of the gate. You Hurt 100 was this past weekend.
Yeah.
Which just looks gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Seeing pictures of some of the routes.
No, thank you.
I was looking at one of the photos I saw. I'm like, where would I put my foot?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm running, let alone walking, where am I going to place my foot and not crack it open?
I think there's better trails over there than that.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it is that whole
just that gnarly,
gnarliness.
wet, muddy, sloppy. Ugh.
So Michael Arnstein won again in 21:52.
Yeah, that's his go-to race right now.
So he's back to back, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
And the women's side was Sean McTaggart in 29:04.
Okay.
So we're not bringing you the whole list.
No.
We're just going to talk about some of the winners there because we've got a few other topics we want to talk about.
Yeah.
But that looks like a pretty cool race, though. I mean, that'd be a hard sell, I think, some days. It's like, hey, let's go to Hawaii. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be running for a couple days.
Yeah. No.
Right? And it's like, and then I'm going to have to recover for a couple days.
Yeah.
So it kind of kills that family trip or Hawaii trip. When we got a friend, Steph Gardner, that's over there just having a vacation, right?
Lucky dog.
So there's a couple ways to do that. But it does look like a cool course, a neat experience. Personally, I think I'd just like to go over and maybe do some running over there on a trip. I think that would probably wet my whistle pretty good for that.
I'd go with that. Run up by the volcanoes. That'd be cool.
Yeah, do some of that kind of fun stuff. We've had some friends that we know that have been in some running over there and seem to really enjoy it. So What else do we have? Oh, there's a couple lotteries this past weekend.
Yeah.
One approaching, but we don't have all the results for it. But Leadville 100 was this past weekend.
Right.
Definitely know some people that did not get in.
Yeah.
But know a few people that did get in.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Powell got in.
Yeah.
So that'll be, now he's got something to train for.
Yeah.
See how he does that. Leadville launch was this weekend for the lottery. And then the other big Mama Jamba, right? The UTMB.
Right.
Had their lottery, and wow.
Stacked.
Right? It is so stacked.
That'll be fun to watch.
It's going to be amazing. Like, just, again, we just have a few names. We didn't go down the whole list because there's a lot of people we don't know, especially in other countries.
Right. So we'll pick out the people we know.
So, I mean, first let's start like on the women. You got Magdalena Bolle.
Right.
I mean, that's a name, right? I mean, everybody knows that.
She knows
name.
that course now. Pretty good.
One of our favorites, Stephanie Howe.
Yeah.
She's going to be there.
She just won a race. Like outright won it. Like the overall winner.
Yeah.
Is that Bandura?
Yes.
100K?
Yeah, it is. The Western States qualifier.
Yeah, she's pretty primed.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, UTMB is not for a bit.
Yeah.
Eliza Lapierre.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Lichtig. That'll be.
Oh, yeah.
She
right.
got in.
Well, wait a minute. So here's the problem, though, is that if they're going to go out and destroy themselves at Western, there's nothing left in the tank for UTMB.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it depends on how they approach it, too, because some of them have good coaches.
Well, they do, but still, man, it's hard.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't know.
That's two different ball games right there.
Yeah, it is. Western and UTMB.
Running way fast.
Yeah. That's going to be, and I mean, like I said, there's a ton of names on here, and we're just going to announce some of our favorites, but there's also Meredith Edwards from Jackson Hole.
Now, did she get UTMB or is she TDS again?
She's UTMB. She was second at TDS last year.
Now, see, she knows that area over there, and she's been running hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was in town last weekend. Did you see that? And she did not come and see us.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm a little disappointed. She was at Weber State running like the mile.
Really?
Yes.
We could have ran with her and like interviewed her on the mile run.
Oh, that'd been fun. So we have some peeps in Jackson that owe us an explanation for that.
Yeah, and you know who you are.
That's right.
And then kind of rounding
Sally
out
McRae's running.
Yep, Sally McRae, Leslie Howlett from we've had her on the show.
She is?
Yeah, she got in. Joelle Vaught, she's in, and then there's a slew of women, and this is stacked. I mean, just the names we announced, let alone the Europeans that we don't know real well.
Yep.
And it's going to be crazy. That's just the women's, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wait to hear some of the men.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
The men, and again, we'll start with some favorites, some local guys. Mm-hmm. Dylan Bowman.
Yep.
One of my favorite guys.
Good guy.
He's going over there. A guy we've had on the show, Jeff Browning.
Yep.
He's going to go over.
Yay for the old guy.
I know, right? Sage Canaday.
Yep.
He'll be
Third
over
time's
there.
a charm.
God, man. I mean, that's just, there's three names right there that are just studs.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's drop into some European dudes.
Right.
And I'm not going to pronounce their names. There's a dude from France,
Francois,
right?
There's a dude from France named Francois.
And he's running in France, right? Julian Corrier's over there in France. He's running. Miguel Harris from Spain.
Yeah.
Luis
Another
Alberto.
old guy. There we go.
Yeah. Luis Alberto Hernando.
He's a beast.
So, I mean, there's some, I mean, again, there's so many names. Professor X, I like to call him. He's going to be over there. Xavier, he's from France. How about some more guys from the U.S.? We got Walmsley.
Yeah.
Tim Tollefson.
Yeah.
Andrew Miller.
Yeah.
David Laney.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's stout.
And that Miller kid needs to decide. What's he going to do?
Yep.
Hard Rock or UTMB.
Yep. So, yeah, there's a ton of names, European style, on this list, but, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
That was that 20, at least 20 deep, maybe more.
Oh, easy.
Almost 30 deep right there.
Easy.
That can go podium finish.
Yeah. And that's
they're gonna kill themselves.
And the other thing you got to think about, Joel kind of mentioned right there, is who's going to show up though.
Yeah, right? That's true.
Because usually there's a couple people that get hurt, or like Joel says, they go crush themselves at another race.
Yeah.
Because there's they have Ryan Gelfie, another guy from the U.S. Yassine from Oregon's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and we got our buddy Dominic Layfield.
Yeah.
Right?
He'll do good.
Yeah.
He's smart.
There's a few people we've had on the show that'll be there. And speaking of, we'll get into Dominic. But, yeah, I mean, the men's side, I mean, it's stacked.
Yeah,
if you get a chance, head on over. check out their website on UTMB. It's kind of hard to navigate, so
it is.
If you want to cheat, just head over to iRunFar. He usually has some really good stuff over there for sure.
Yep.
Brian and Megan and the crew. But there's a lot of names. It's going to be a fun and interesting race, and I think it's going to be. And I don't know the course. I don't know the course record, the weather. I don't know all these details, but just looking at it on paper, I wouldn't be surprised if a course record went down just because you're going to have so many people pushing.
Right. If the weather's good, the course record can fall.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at these names. It's not going to be a one-man show.
Same on the women's side.
Oh yeah. There's I mean, in general too. I mean, the trail runners are getting better.
They are. They're getting faster and smarter.
Yeah. So UTMB is going to be crazy. And then we mentioned Dominic, and we want to give him a huge congratulations.
We do. We need to get him back on the show and talk to him.
Oh, for sure, because I want more deets on this thing, man. He went over to the UK and ran the spine race, the 108-mile version, which is the short one, at 108 miles.
Right, because they had a 268-mile.
Yeah. People are probably still doing that one.
Yeah, I think so. I think they are.
But yeah, he in horrid conditions. The conditions were horrible. All the pictures we saw was like full pants, hoods.
Yeah. Rain,
just crazy.
Wet feet the whole time. I mean, rain, snow, wet feet the whole time.
And he came away with the 2-hour course record.
That's cool, huh?
28 hours and 4 minutes, 108 miles.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And just some gnarliness of the UK.
Yep.
So congratulations to Dom. That's outstanding.
Right.
And then our friend Canis went over for the big one,
yep.
which is Joe mentioned, 268. And unfortunately, he didn't continue. I don't know how far he went in. I don't remember.
I couldn't tell either how far he got.
But
he got far enough. He's like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'm done with this. But there's Ben Light is still over there.
Going, yeah.
I think he's still, and he might still literally be going.
Yeah,
saw some photos of him, and he's got a crew over there. We can't wait to see some of the stuff that Matt Van Horn's going to be putting out.
It looks fun
because I would love just to go over there and see some of the stuff and some of the photos he's posted. But obviously he's over there taking video.
Right.
It's going to be really cool. Some of the stuff they bring back for sure. Let's see what else we got. I mean, that's kind of that's happened this past week, and like Joel mentioned, and we talked about, it's game on now.
There's
going to be races coming up. I mean, we're only a couple weeks away from the Black Canyon race.
From Moab.
We're
from Rufa.
Couple weeks away from the Wasatch 100 lottery.
Oh, did you see the odds on that?
I didn't.
Got announced this morning. I think it was like 81% that you're going to get in. That's really high.
Well, if you don't get in,
what's your problem? What'd you do?
It's almost like, why would you say that?
I did not mean to say that.
I know, because Joel's name's in the hat. Yeah. Oh, like 81%. That's a high. That must mean a lot of people didn't put in.
They were trying to explain it this morning, but I was like, yeah, I've got other things I need to go do. I can't read the explanation.
Again, there's so many more races.
Yeah.
And the course changes have been a lot.
Yep.
For Wasatch. So I don't know. Maybe there's just not as many people that have put in for
possibly.
That one.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see. Maybe I'll take some time later tonight after I put my slippers on and try and see
Smoking
if I can.
pipe.
Yeah, got my pipe and my slippers and see how many people are registered for the lottery even.
Yeah.
So all those are coming up. Joel mentioned Rufa.
Yep.
I didn't look at the numbers before the show.
I haven't either.
But we really able to see that thing sell out at 120.
That'd be cool.
And I know last show we had, it was maybe 80-ish total between the three, and I know there's been obviously more registrations. So don't forget about that one. And again, if you can't run, take a look at the website. Donate if you can. It's a good cause.
It is.
And Jared's a good guy too, so it's always good to support.
Yep.
Then Joel mentioned Scout Mountain.
Yep.
Like we said, we got Luke coming on the show. Next, he'll be on the next launch. We talk about Scout Mountain a little bit, and there is a contest. We're not going to tell you what it's about, but we are.
You might be able to guess what it's about, but we're not going to tell you.
I'm not going to tell you, but it's a cool contest.
It is,
and I'm really hoping that we get some good participation.
We should. You have to participate to win.
Yeah.
How's that?
But I mean, just the participation side of it would be cool, just to see people.
Because if you don't participate, I'm going to participate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's still on my.
He didn't say we couldn't.
Yeah, it's true. I know what you've been doing for the past week then.
Nothing.
Getting ready for the contest.
Yeah.
Sucking back some stuff.
That's right.
And then there's more contests coming up.
They are.
For sure. But we also, we'd like to announce, on our level, on the Ogden Trail Running Festival, we've got a couple new sponsors.
We did.
They're starting to pop out.
Yeah.
We got some local sponsors. One of them is Gear 30.
Yep.
which is a nice little outdoor shop here in Ogden, Utah, right on the river next to Slackwater.
Yeah, it's a mini version of REI.
Yeah, it's really sweet. They got all kinds of killer stuff.
Everything you need.
Yeah, really do.
And they have really good sales, too.
Yeah, they do.
I was really surprised. I walked in there, I was like, yep. I need to go put my wallet back in the car.
Yeah, I walk away with some good stuff. That's where I got my French press jet boil combo.
Nice.
It's pretty solid. So, yeah, we're super excited to have them on as an ultimate sponsor for the festival. You'll see them out, and we'll see more information on social media there. We also have a group, Run, RUHN. We mentioned them before. Do some compression wear.
Right.
We'll be doing a review on Gear Garage for some of their products.
When is that going to be? Next week?
Yep.
You want to do it for next week?
Yeah,
because we have tomorrow. We have Innovate.
Yep, shoes
coming out. So next week we should probably do a garment. So we'll do that then.
Yeah, we'll do the Run.
Okay.
Joel just did the egg weights one that you've seen, and they're launching on Kickstarter for a new product, which is a good training tool.
I think so. I think that somebody brought up a good point. Somebody asked a question. I think, of course, it was the nuclear engineer.
Yeah.
Can't you just get the same thing from handhelds? Well, yes, you can.
Yeah.
And there's been studies out there a long time ago, and they showed that, yes, your energy expenditure goes up for holding a weight in your hand as you're walking or running. But the good thing about the egg weights is they're shaped.
Yeah.
And they're not cumbersome like a water bottle. So
and
that's just the big difference.
Yeah, I mean, because it was a great question, for sure, because it is similar.
Yeah.
But, you look at it as it's more of a specific type training, right? Because when you're out running with a water bottle, you're out there running, right?
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
not going to be doing hill
training.
repeats. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. You're probably not going to be doing form drills or sprints with your water bottle.
Yeah, or you got to have two, right?
Yeah,
so the convenience of it.
Yep.
So what we're talking about with these egg weights is like a lot of people do some training on a track,
right?
Some interval training, some speed work. It'd be perfect for that.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year for us, treadmill work. I'm not going to hold 2 water bottles on the treadmill.
Yeah, I'm not going to get on the treadmill. No.
And so these things, it's just it's similar concepts, I guess, but just a different application. Right. And to me, they're more convenient than filling up a couple water bottles and taking them on the long run. Because a water bottle, I can suck it down or splash it out if I'm done with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, egg weights, you're stuck with those suckers, man.
Yeah.
But there's a cool product. So make sure you check out Gear Garage 12. Joel did a good review on those. Like you mentioned, our next Gear Garage, we're talking about some Innovate shoes they were happy enough to send over to throw some tests because they've made a lot of strides and changes in their product line and the look of them.
Mm-hmm.
Joel's got a pair on right now.
Yeah, these Trail Talon 250s are comfortable.
They are comfortable. I've
Way
been
comfortable.
wearing mine a lot, actually.
Yeah.
They're super comfy. So there's 2 shoes that we'll be doing reviews on that they sent
we'll do
out to
Trail
us.
Talon this weekend, and then we'll give it a break and do that. What is that? The something
Rocklight 305?
Yeah,
or something
Rocklight
like that?
305.
Yeah.
We'll do that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so we've got those. So, again, just to throw out there, we're still looking for sponsors. If you know anybody for the Ogden Trail Running Festival, we got a couple slots left.
Yep.
Not a ton, but we do have a couple slots left.
Right.
We got some great sponsors on board, like we mentioned, Solomon, who we're going to be running with one of the Solomon dudes this week.
We are.
I'm going to be walking.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do 2 soup cans with a yarn, and I'm going to give him one because I don't know how far back I'm going to end up, right? Cause
I'm gonna bury myself to keep up with him.
I don't think I can. Okay. So here's my excuse. I've been in hibernation or something, man. I was crushing it in the fall.
Yeah.
Just with weight.
Yeah.
With fitness, and man, I am just Jabba the Hutt right now. That's how I feel
this time of year, buddy.
I think I'm fighting a bout of depression or something. I don't know if it's the weather and a combination of things, but man, I'm in a funk. Like I can't train properly.
Right.
I don't sleep.
Right.
And now I'm supposed to keep up with some. Saturday I got to run with Ty.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Sunday
fun.
I got to run.
We're not gonna do mail-ins on Saturday. I made that executive decision.
I hope not. I can't do that back. I'm not in shape. And I should be. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's the end of the hardest thing on the planet. Don't get me wrong. But for me right now, holy crap, I'm having a hard time cracking a pistachio nut, dude. That's how out of shape I am. So yeah, we've got we got running with Ty on Saturday.
Yep.
And then and then we're gonna eat a
do
buttload of donuts.
Donut eating contest as we do the podcast.
And then the next day we're gonna be
running with Mike Ambrose.
From Solomon. And we're gonna talk about the festival because
he's not a slouch, man. He's fast.
He's fast. He's fast. And he said he'd take it easy, but taking it easy is still fast for me, right?
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Right.
So I gotta make some life choices here coming up. So we got a good weekend planned.
We do.
Especially talking about the trail running festival. I can't tell you how amped me and Joel are. We talk about adding things, but
we got that trail race decided that on.
Yeah, and Joel did some recon on the course. I'm taking the course to the city today just to verify.
Looks like it's going to be 7 miles.
Yeah.
I thought it would be between 8 and 10. So let's talk about the course and the course. Okay. So right now, the way the course is laid out, it flows really good. And I think it would be a nice, it's going to accommodate people that could go longer and accommodate those people that maybe aren't used to going that long yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because initially we were like, okay, let's have 2 courses. We'll have a long course, we'll have a short course. And the short course would be for like those people that are maybe older, those people that are experienced runners. The way that where we have to run the course, it's going to be, I don't know. I don't think it's going to flow well.
Yeah.
And I'm always really big about, if I'm going to design a course, I want it to flow well. So when I went out and ran the other night, I was like, this will be a nice compromise, I think.
Okay.
So now let's talk about the course. So when you look at the map, you're going to be like, why didn't you go up Strong's Canyon?
I think there'll be a lot of people not saying that. They'll be like, I'm glad you didn't go up Strong's Canyon.
They'll be like, why didn't you go up Strong's? Well, because there's private property that intersects Strong and the Bonneville Shoreline Trail at the top. That's why we're not going to use it. Also, people are going to be like, well, why aren't you guys using Gibbs Loop? This is the Gibb Wallace Memorial race or run. Well, because most of the Gibb Loop is on private land. Or there's a section on private land. So that's the reason we're not going up Strong's. That's the reason we're not doing the Gibb Loop.
Yeah, and it's tricky for those that don't know is there's a lot of private landowners on this course.
Not a lot of private. There's 2 private landowners.
There's a few in the area.
Right. They're up there. One's super cool.
And the other is different than that.
Challenging.
And then you've got city, you've got county, you got Forest Service.
Yeah, so there's
a lot of entities, right, that have property. So we just want to make sure we're doing it the right way.
Exactly.
And get the permission to do it because we want it to be successful, like Joel mentioned, not just the course, but just overall. Because as we've mentioned, we've done this race in the past, which people have loved, especially the Wallace family, which hats off to everybody there.
Yeah.
Awesome big family. But we don't want to jeopardize it. We would like to continue to do it, so we've got to find the right mix for that.
Yeah. So right now, I think that we have a nice compromise. It's not set in stone, though. Yeah. I mean, I can go out. I can make the course longer. I can make it into 11-miler, no problem.
Yeah.
But I think right now 7 is a good place to be.
I think that's good, especially with the festival that day.
Yeah.
Because we are working, like we said, we're going to be meeting up with Mike from Solomon. We're going to go over some more details and some ideas that we have.
Right.
For the festival.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, we have some just great sponsors, and there's a couple more that are about finished, right? I guess signing the dotted line and getting things done. So we'll have more announcement. Yeah. So, we got a few more. We've got the PT clinic. Here in the Ogden area. They're going to be doing some
foam roll clinic or some hip strengthening stuff.
Just some good stuff for runners. Yeah. To make sure you're there. So spread the word on the Ogden Trail Running Fest. We want to blow the socks off it.
Yeah, we will.
And speaking of socks, we'd like some sock sponsors. Speaking of socks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so, just keep that in mind. Tickets, I think we have less than 10 left.
No, that's for the film
festival.
Only. Yep, we have not put the tickets on sale yet for the race.
Yeah, we haven't opened registration for the race
so
yet.
Let's not get those 2 mixed up.
Yeah, the film only, there's less than 10 tickets. So if you want in, you better jump on it because we'll sell out by this weekend because I know a few people that are, sitting on their keyboards or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, don't forget about that. We have some sponsors if you know anybody. Yep. And another shout out to Sarah Ohm from Georgia. She just bought a PI, one of our nice PI comfy everyday shirts. Just shipped that off to Georgia. And she's been a good friend of the show for a while now.
And I'd like to close the show with a big thank you.
To
all the lady trail runners out there.
Yeah.
So the other day I was running on the Shoreline Trail, and I think one of the Ogden pub runners.
Okay.
You know who they are.
Yeah.
They're a pretty big group.
Big group.
I think a couple of those gals ran by me, and one of them smelled like she just got out of the shower. And for some reason, I was like, I'm so glad that women don't smell like dudes because we stank.
That's
so
the
big shout out. Thank you for smelling nice on the trail.
Wow. Yeah. I've thought that for a long. I'm glad women don't smell like dudes just in general, but yeah, that's good. So thanks for the women on the trail that made Joel happy that women don't smell like dudes.
It was pleasant.
Right?
Thank you.
I think that's how we burn it down. Right. So that's how we'll leave it like that. Thank you, women, for not smelling like dudes.
Yep.
And we will catch you. Don't forget about Gear Garage.
Yeah.
Don't forget about listening to next week's show. And send your DNF questions. You got like 36 hours to do it. All right. Have a great week.